I think we just need to forge forward ahead. So, okay. So why don't we go ahead and start recording and hopefully the other people's. Okay, cool. All right. Welcome everybody to our Thursday evening shindig here. So tonight we have a couple people presenting. And the first one's going to be Mat Maxwell from the IF. He's going to talk a little bit about some of the fun stuff that's going on with the wallet. Maybe I can add a little color from here from time to time because I had a meeting with Charlie this morning on the wallet. And then if we're lucky enough, Phylo can get in here. He's got some pretty pictures that he can actually share with us. And then after Matt does that, Ben Royce has, I think, something to show if everything technically works all right. That can be kind of fun to see a little kind of a sort of debut of what he's building on his project.
Well, yeah, but Firefly, that's the focus. Whatever time's left over, I'll fill it.
There you go. Well, so he's on deck, but I want to make sure that I want to applaud you for getting ready and preparing, and I want to respect that as much as we can because I know what it takes to do that. So we'll find a way to get you in. So you've been great to get prepared. So let's do that.
It's all good. Cool.
All right. Matt. So to lead off, you doesn't seem like you don't have anything to present. So you just want to kind of start talking about what you have.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of update you guys, tell you guys where we're at, kind of what our focus is going forward, and some exciting points, and just some good stuff.
Okay, let me just start off. I apologize. I'm not sure everybody knows what you do at the IF and what your area of responsibility is.
Yeah, definitely. So I was hired to work on the Firefly team as a full stack engineer. So originally that was just their desktop application, but now we've got mobile and soon to be the Firefly web extension. So originally was doing that, kind of branching out a little bit with some client library stuff and just general kind of wallet functionality. I kind of learned about IOTA in late 2017 as a more so investor. I wasn't really technically involved, and then I was hired last year in mid-June, and kind of been working on Firefly since then.
Cool. Somebody needs to, if you guys are, maybe you can mute while he's talking because there's wave feedback on here. So, yeah, cool. Appreciate that. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. So to give some general updates about Firefly, recently we've been expanding our team quite a bit. We've been hiring developers on the mobile side. We have a developer that joined us who has experience with developing extensions, and we're really excited to just kind of be expanding the team in general. It just seems like our scope is multiplying tenfold all the time, and it's awesome. We've kind of started looking at doing a regular beta release schedule. We've been kind of releasing just as features get ready, and we kind of want to move to a more consistent releasing schedule. You're probably monthly. We're looking at the beginning of the month, something like that. Some updates about the application itself. We're kind of wanting to simplify the view, the UI a little bit. Right now, you can see all of your wallets, and we want to kind of simplify it and have it so that you're looking at one wallet at one time, so it's just easier to navigate and use. We've got the upcoming voting feature coming. That's going to officially support the build versus burn vote in the first release, and then we're looking to add functionality for like community events in the future, which will be really, really nice. So like websites like Sooniverse can, any DAO that's on Sooniverse can potentially have an event that's voted on in Firefly, which would be pretty cool. The next general thing is about the alpha for mobile. I'm not actually on the mobile team, so it's I'm not as closely working on it, but I can say that we've gotten most of the effort done to get the bindings hooked up and working, and UI is well on the way as well. So I think we're going to have an alpha hopefully pretty soon. But yeah, so the exciting stuff I think is about Web3. We really want to support Web3 and developers in the space wanting to build application, dApps on Firefly or on IOTA rather. We had this project initially started by this brilliant developer in the community named Evan Feenstra. It was initially called Glow. It's just the Firefly web extension.
Right.
So, Evan, are you here?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. Thought I might have heard him. Anyway, yeah. So we have a targeted initial release for that. We're kind of looking at supporting some basic functionality, things like signing nonces, sending and receiving transactions, and viewing transaction and balance history. Those three things we think are pretty crucial to enabling developers in the space and also users in the space wanting to interact with everybody's interesting projects. Our plan is to first support Layer 1 native assets and tokens, and start from there. We want to add Layer 2 support after. There's a lot of interesting potential use cases, and it's really complex to wrap your head around, like all the different ways that people might want to use NFTs, especially when you have things like recursive NFTs that are enabled on the IOTA protocol.
Right. So and just so remember, you're talking. I want to make sure that we kind of slow down. So you just called recursive NFT. So that would be another way of saying nested, or one NFT can hold can control a collection of others. Is that right?
Yes. Sorry. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
That.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So stuff like that. We want to look at doing Layer 1 first, and then get Layer 2 out after. As far as Shimmer goes, there's still a few questions up in the air, but we're kind of thinking about potentially having it. We're definitely gonna have it supported in Firefly, but the question is more so, is it gonna be kind of like a beta release thing, or is it just gonna be a separate Firefly profile that you have? We're just kind of trying to optimize the user experience, however we think.
Oh, so in this scenario, you're potentially thinking that you could actually have a tab, because that's kind of what you're kind of going to, a wallet, right? You're kind of like switching, right? So I'll just call it a tab, but you're kind of going into a one look, everything in that. You could potentially have one for Shimmer specific, right? Which might be potentially limited in scope as far as supporting all of the output types for the tokenomics. Am I right? And then gradually fill that out, and then that gives you ability to kind of control a rollout and add output types and add the other attributes that come along with the other tokenomic components. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
And I suppose at first they'll be more or less the same, but I guess as time goes on, they'll start changing more and more. So it'll be interesting having to support both sides. But yeah, definitely a bridge to cross for later.
Yeah. Okay.
I suppose. But yeah, let's see. So there's a few, like one concern that we are like kind of conscious of is that there might be a time where like right now the community is relying on MetaMask
yes,
to do any type of Web3 interaction, and like it's great that we have that tool, but we'd also like to eventually have people brought over more into like the Firefly ecosystem, the IOTA ecosystem, and so with us targeting Layer 1 and adding support Layer 2 after the fact, there will probably be an intermediary like period of time where there's kind of like a little blip in the UX of having to use maybe Firefly Web and also MetaMask to do something.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
but we want to try to reduce that amount of time as much as we can, and also bring like EVM support and in general, ISCP support to Firefly Web. But yeah, specifically EVM, I think if we can support that in Firefly Web, sooner the better. Like it would bring a lot of people over. So we're trying to look at that. A lot of us are also learning Web3.
The whole authentication aspect of that is pretty critical, right? So, that's the big piece for the web component. So, everybody uses MetaMask. If we can get off of it, we need to wean them off of it. But as soon as we can do it, it'd be great. So.
Definitely. I mean, I think the biggest benefit for that will be like security. Well, like for the user.
Completely.
We don't have like an in-browser storage for like the confidential secrets and stuff like your seed. Like it's kind of stored with if you have a Stronghold like profile on your desktop, it's kind of stored where that is. It accesses the same, like there's a runtime that Stronghold has, and it accesses the same one.
Yeah, so you're using that as way more secure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And one question that we have is like, we just want to support the ecosystem and the builders and the users and like, try to have as seamless as seamless integrations as possible. And so I guess my question is, how can we do that for you guys? Like supporting EVM based functionality and stuff.
Interesting question. We have a lot of people that are doing work here. Ben, kind of a great opportunity for you to ask, right? So anything that you need here from that you can think that would be beneficial for you from EVM integration into the wallet, and same for you, Daver.
And I was listening in, and you're basically talking about exactly what we're doing, which is sign in over MetaMask. But of course, it's very limiting. It's we're integrating IOTA DID already, so any sort of DID integration would be helpful as well. But just sign in with Firefly and DID integration. That would be glorious.
Yeah, I would echo that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, signing in and any type of kind of message you're non-signing is something we want to add kind of immediately. From like a lot of functionalities around that, like voting and kind of general like participation.
Yeah, and nobody's here that has done anything in this field feels secure with MetaMask. So like, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, MetaMask is just giving you ETH addresses, and if there's some way that we can have that with IOTA addresses in a sandboxed way where we don't have any concern about exposing all of the your critical wallet information, that would be great, and then we can start using it in the same way that we're using MetaMask.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Cool. Okay, so to kind of recap a little bit, the mobile stuff is definitely going to be coming later, and for those of you that don't know, I'll just want to make sure you guys all know that mobile will not be used for the build versus burn vote. So if anybody out there, just know that they may surprise us, but right now I'm almost positive that that's going to be the case.
Yes, thank you for adding that. Yeah, it's an important point.
Yeah. So if you want to vote, make sure you have access to a desktop. So if you're already staking, you probably already got that handled, but that would be key. Well, anybody else have any questions? Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for letting me chatting a little bit with you guys. Stuff.
Oh yeah, and our meetings every Thursday, so we always have something else, and we more involvement we can get from the IF and just more people in the Americas, the better, right? It's all about trying to grow this and make sure that we have a growing community in the Americas where we can start relying on each other to help each other out. So it's almost a year old. This group is almost a year old, and we're getting 250 users that in total, and I think it's we get a pretty good consistent turnout. But having more people like you show up, and then just kind of learning, that's another way for you to learn about what we're dealing with in the community, what our interests are, and the issues that we're facing all the time as we try to build. So appreciate you hanging out.
We definitely need to support you guys. Like if we can't do that and stuff, then yeah, it'll just kind of burn a little bit.
Yep, you bet. Well, don't appreciate you hanging out, but don't freeze to, keep warm since you're in 18 degrees, right, where you are.
Oh shit, yeah. No, I got some more tea. It's not too bad. I did want to say that really quick. If anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to lob them.
To lob them at you, yeah. So ask them. Anybody else have any questions, concerns? I'm surprised nobody's asked the question. Okay, what type of data types are you going to hold? What other coins are you going to put in the wallet? Am I going to put my NFTs in the wallet? How about all those fun ones? Those are easy ones. Layups. Come on, guys, wake up.
I second the question.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So.
No, you have the floor. Those are the questions.
I will say really quick about the NFT support. Yeah, we, like MetaMask doesn't have in extension in-app NFT support, and we, even if it was just simply viewing your NFT, whether it's like an image or an audio file or whatever, like having that would be really nice. So it's kind of like another MVP feature we're looking at too.
Okay. And
hypothetically, would any projects that are minting NFTs on, future ShimmerNet be, applicable for support in that MVP?
Probably, I wouldn't say layer 2 functionality, but hopefully stuff like signing, and anything layer 1, which would be Shimmer, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have you have this scenario. This is an interesting scenario, right? So let's say you use Foundries. I create my own token. The contracts, I mean, layer 1, layer 2, it doesn't really matter, but the wallet, Firefly, isn't going to know anything about that, right? And so if it potentially is going to show up in Firefly, how will it know it, and how will we identify it, and will there be possibly a way to name it, kind of like that used to be the way it used to be in the old days, when you were dealing with ERC20, right? You get a whole bunch of them, and then all of a sudden you had to put your own label on it before the rest of the infrastructure, the wallets, the exchanges actually started getting smart and being able to give you that information. So then you had to kind of do that labeling yourself. How about what will happen initially with the wallet? What do you think there?
It's hard to say. I think from what I can remember, there are in the like data types, like on the node side, I believe there are fields for that, kind of like specifying a symbol and stuff. But I need to double check. It's kind of a bit unclear, but
okay.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely something we're thinking about, though.
Okay. Inventing is hard. I mean, you don't have to have all the answers. I was just kind of curious if you guys had got there yet. So, cool to know. Appreciate it. Eric Hopp, do you have any questions? I'm laughing because a question from Eric Hopp would be probably involved. No. Okay, cool. All right.
I was trying to get my microphone unmuted. I was in a completely different screen. I have shitloads of questions, but I'm first going to read up on that stuff myself.
Okay.
I'm about to start with the Stardust integration of the WASM VM. So that
Nice. Yeah.
that is going to be a learning experience, I guess. And then I'm going to have to figure out how we can integrate all that stuff in the smart contracts. So.
All right. Inventing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot going on.
Okay.
Fun problems.
Not problems, just opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Okay. Well, that's been great, Matt. Thanks for sharing that with you. Philo keeps telling me, "Hey, I can hear you guys, but I can't." He can't talk. So he's tried multiple devices. So for some reason, Discord doesn't like him right now. So everybody say hi to Philo.
Oh man, hey Philo.
Hello.
Hey,
What's up, Philo?
we love you, Philo. All right. So, Matt, we're going to go ahead and I think I'm going to switch gears a little bit and let's see if we can get our buddy, pal, friend, Ben Royce to kind of try to give us an overview of what he's doing with Society2.
Share the
And
screen.
yeah, just fire up another screen and take it from there.
Share screen. Okay. Streaming channel, screen 1, casual voice, stream quality, custom. No, I'm going to make it lowest frame rate, lowest resolution. Okay, go live.
All right.
Okay, can you see that?
Yeah, looks great. You got the Zuckerberg right there.
Why not, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, we're just developing. So what you're looking at here is just sort of a waypoint. What I can do today is just demo a little IOTA DID work, a little NFT work, some simple chat. Maybe at the end I can try to open it up to everyone and we can see if we can crash it. Because no,
All
and
right.
no, because that's the problem right now. The main and I see unrecognized user here. He's here. God bless him. It's his WASP node we're using for all this.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
And it's the issue is the IOTA EVM. It just keeps going out. So what'll happen is like I'll mint some NFTs tonight, but if I open the floodgates, it's going to rapidly kind of fall apart. You know what I mean?
Okay,
But
so let's
what we'll do is we'll open it and let it crash.
okay.
So
So
everyone
let's
can chat.
let's start from scratch one. Define what your product does.
All right. So Society2 is decentralized social media. So we have a roadmap coming up. We'll lay it out. What you're going to do is you're going to see sort of a simple demo of chat happening over IPFS, and you're setting up your profile. You're minting an NFT, and I'm putting IOTA DID, the verified credential, in the NFT. I don't know if that's the best way forward, but it's kind of like a little stab into the potential future of what you can do.
So cool, you're doing a lot there.
Yeah, we're doing a lot. I built up this little profile. He's doing a little chat here. Then an administrator can yell at him. But let's start at the beginning. I'll start a new screen. This is what people see. Ignore some of this stuff. Again, it's in development. So you're going to see things here that really aren't up to snuff yet. We're going to use MetaMask. Again, a little wait. Don't look at the UI. Again, Society2 intends to be a sort of a framework for anyone to build a nice UI on. So the UI here is just sort of a.
So basically, you're building an engine for other people to use.
Exactly. So we're just going to sign in, and well, we get Mark Zuckerberg again because I'm using the same account. Let's switch accounts to a new blank account. Account 3. Refresh this. So we don't want to sign in as Mr. Zuckerberg. We want to sign in as a brand new user. This is now account 3. We're going to sign our little nonce. Before I get into this, if you look up on the right, I don't know if this screen might be kind of small for some people. What I'm doing, what you're looking at here, is this little swarm listening on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's happening here, and see this little green number 2 up in the upper left?
Yes.
So what this is it's IPFS pub sub. We're looking at other pub subs. We're looking at pub sub on IOTA, some other possibilities. And IOTA and IPS pub sub, again, it's also on the cutting edge, so it's got issues. So one of the things I have to set up is
let me just stop you there. And why don't you tell people what a pub sub is?
Right. A pub sub is they publish subscribe model. It's some of you guys might know Redis. It's just it's just
Redis, not Redis.
Yeah, sorry. It's just a basic model for publishing. You publish something, it goes out there, and anyone subscribing to it can pick up on that topic. Now, because it's a little on the cutting edge, one of the problems with IPFS PubSub is that it's hard for nodes to find each other. So this little swarm listening you're seeing is just a little ICE server. And the ICE server is just a fancy way of like establishing internet connectivity between IPFS nodes, since that's not quite at the snuff yet. Theoretically, in the future, you just sign in and the IPFS nodes are all just chatting to each other, and they publish and they subscribe, and they just kind of like handshake and pass along the messages. But for now, you kind of have to amplify the signal and get them all, pass all little NATs. Yeah, it's like a WebRTC.
Okay. So, all right. So this is great, but let me just, I want to make sure that we address the audience. So IPFS, does everybody know what IPFS is? Maybe just tell them real quickly what IPFS is. So
well, some of you probably know BitTorrent. It's what you do is you put files out there, and they're addressed by their hash rather than their file location. And when a file is out there and it's addressed by its hash, the nodes chatter to each other, and they try to find that file wherever it may be actually stored using that hash. And this PubSub model is in fact kind of piggybacking on that sort of chatter that's going on.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like a niche part of IPFS. We're also using IPFS to store sort of archive conversations, things like that. So that's like a separate part of what IPFS is doing.
Okay, that's just a good background. Now that I think that we have those components understood for everybody, then we can kind of go forward. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and IPFS is great. I mean, some of you might know it's how the metadata for an NFT is stored. I know it's going to go forward with other ways of storing that metadata, but for now, it's for large chats and things like that, you want to stick it in IPFS rather than maybe store it on IOTA. But maybe you could store it on IOTA in the future. We'll see.
Yep.
All right, so we logged in with MetaMask. Now we're looking at this profile. We're gonna, I don't know, pick a picture. I don't know, pick a funny picture. What do I got here? What do I want to use? Do I want to use I'll use Thomas. Let's actually see. All right, I put a 1 meg file size limit on it. All right, so we got Thomas there, and we'll give him a name, a little description, and now we're going to create our verified credential PFP, so to say. Now this is doing two things. It's going to mint an NFT, and it's going to load. It's also going to interact with the IOTA DID and sort of establish that its verified credential is signed into the room. So we're actually here. Let's just do it. Well, let's see if this works. I'm going to go to the admin screen, see what's happening in the background. If you look in the bottom right, it's got. Let's see if this actually mints. And it's going to crash. Uh-oh.
That's okay, man. We call it demo death. No
Yeah,
worries,
I
man.
know,
You're
right?
you're building. Oh yeah, this has happened a million times to me. So, really, what you're doing here is very cool. So you're grabbing NFTs, you're trying to mint them, you're trying to IPFS, and you're trying to connect. And basically, as you're doing it, doing a verified credential um, with the NFT as you mint it. So,
Yeah.
pretty doggone cool.
It's doing something. See, again, it's very. All right, let's go to see if we're actually minting anything. So we've got one NFT in there. Let's see if actually. No, nothing happening yet. Okay, so it looks like we hung up here. So you know what I can do? Let's see if that's still minting in the background, because it can take some time.
Okay.
Let's go to Mr. Zuckerberg here. This is what would have happened if it minted, if you saw that Thomas
Right.
being minted. So here we have the IPFS metadata for it.
Okay.
Not much to look at, but you'll notice
No,
that
but
we
it's
have
metadata, right?
yeah. And then this was done about an hour ago. So here's us establishing our credential with the little chat room, saying that we have the right to chat in there. Is it doing anything? It's still minting? Nope. Let's try it again.
You got a lot of things going on. You're doing streaming and talking, and it's all good.
Yeah, let's try one more time. Choose a file.
I give you props for doing a live demo.
Yeah, man, he's got
Alpha.
stones. Yeah, it's like yeah. But I love this idea of the integration with the image, the NFT with did. So
Yeah, I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm just gonna reboot the entire room. I'm gonna wipe everything.
Control Alt Delete.
Exactly.
Should have bought a Mac. Okay, good.
Just start up an entirely new
session.
Yeah. By the way, notice something. So what did I just do? I started an entirely new session. If you notice on the right here, credential created. So I'm it's basically just a collection of Merkle keys.
Okay.
So in other words, the room might have, it's always in powers of 2, let's say 10, 24 participants. And so what I do is when I start up this room, well, it's actually start up the room, a new flat chat. It's going to create a room. It's doing proof of work. There's your verification method for the room. And this is now a collection of Merkle keys. So when someone joins the room, it's establishing its verified credential, what you're storing on the NFT, has the right to speak in the room. And then later, if I want to, I can, start kicking people out of the room and revoke their key.
Okay.
Now we're going to join the room we just created.
So only the cool guys and gals can play.
Yeah. All right. Now let's try this again.
Need the Jeopardy music.
I'm gonna blame unrecognized users WASP node. It's all his fault.
It's always the guy who's not in the room.
Always the infrastructure.
No, he's here. He's here. He's listening in the bottom, but I don't know if he's. But I'll blame him anyway.
I had to reset it today or yesterday, I think. Maybe you have to reset your nouns.
Yeah, well, I seem to be live, so I seem to be. This is the remix panel. I seem to be live. I mean, I can check that I have a supply. So, but that's okay. Going forward, I think we're just gonna not be minting NFTs for a little bit until it. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, you're living on the edge.
Living on the edge. Let's see what happens. All right, it's doing proof of work. Again, that's building the credential. There's the little bit of JSON that it looks
There
like
you
it
go.
minted something.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so
what
that
you
was
wanted
what I
to
had to
go.
do. I had to reset it, and now if I go, there you go. So what do they guys
Nice.
do? Now, if you go to Pinata here, right? We've got, what do I got here? We got the flow that I'm using today, stuck on IPFS, the code. This is Zuckerberg and his metadata. And if I refresh that, because I just minted something new, we should see 2 more items. Yeah, okay, so there's the image I just minted. It's now uploaded in IPFS. And if I go in the remix, you see we have 1 NFT out there. If I hit this, it should now say 2. That's right. So this is working. And now here's what we just minted. Fun, verified credential stuff. Here is your identity document on the Tangle. If you look at the time, it's 2:44, which is what, 7 hours earlier, which makes sense. It's UTC. So now we're cooking with fire. So we're going to now join the chat room with this identity we just created. And, we're going to have fun. You know what we could really do right now? Why don't we just open it up to everyone in the chat? Let's break this. Let's crash it. I'm going to put the link to today's little code. This is going to be rapidly stale in a few days. Where is the Americas channel? All right, so if you go to the Americas channel, maybe like 3 guys, 3 gals, not like 200 people at once. Go ahead, hit that link. Go ahead. It doesn't work in Firefox. Firefox doesn't like our ICE relay for some reason, but it works mobile. MetaMask mobile, of course, so you can actually like import the NFT you created. Let's see if we can get a little chat going on. Oh, we gotta refresh the Zuck here, but I mean that's basically it. So now look for a roadmap coming out soon. The roadmap will just with the next steps, like different kinds of chat and moving
Yeah,
forward.
it's very cool. And you're underselling what you're doing here. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
So many things going on, and you handled this very well.
Thank you.
Because didn't sense the panic that you were feeling. So nicely done.
Well, don't know one more thing, right? So Zuckerberg came in. But we don't want Zuckerberg in here, do we? No. We don't want Zuckerberg here. No. So we'll go, and we're the admin here. There's our users, and we're just gonna kick them out. And boom, ban temporarily muted. And he can rejoin if he wants. But that's basically it. Has anyone else tried to jump in? Somebody try it. See what happens. See if you can mint an NFT and
Anybody? So anybody? We've got a few people out there that can do this. I'm not going to do it because I'm running this, but do we have?
I'll just leave it running all night until it crashes. So chat away.
That's very good. You can be.
You were broken up.
Yeah, you can verify who is chatting here, and it's a private chat, right? At the same time, you can verify that this is not from some bot or some whatever evil power, right?
Yes.
And yeah, and Mark Zuckerberg is feeling the heat now with regards to a user account and the stock price. So I think the world is going to get ready for something that really protects privacy and allows people to talk about stuff without surveillance capitalism weighing in on everything.
Absolutely.
Just to put some context to that, 10 billion in sales losses this year alone from that one privacy feature from Apple. Imagine what happens when everyone has it.
Oh yeah, and it's just the beginning. I mean, we I don't want to get on anti. Well, do I want to? But also, the other properties are losing traffic for a lot of these reasons, right? So privacy's leading the day, plus all the other things that.
Yeah, we have to grow into it, right? Right now, it's just NFTs with a little DID info. But as we go forward, this can grow and become other verification channels. So, like Alex was saying, you're not dealing with bots and all that. Looking at the screen, I'm seeing a lot of joins. You see on the upper left that green number?
Yeah,
so it's
nice.
Like 7, 8 people are trying to. Let's see if we can crush this, or at least get one person chatting before we crush it.
Well, so far so good. Maybe it won't crash.
So I take it we need to mint an NFT before we can chat, correct?
That's yes, and so going forward, just for a little bit, because of the WASP node issues, what we're going to do is we're just going to temporarily disable that. You know what I mean? And wait for something more stable, just so we can go forward without that bottleneck.
Is there any type of file that's required for the NFT, or it doesn't really matter?
Currently, what I'm doing is, if you try to, let's see, let's see what it says. We're going to do a new account. Right now, I'm strictly limiting it to just an image file only and under 1 meg, just because I don't want to get too crazy.
So any
But
JPEG or
looking
PNG
forward, go ahead.
So any JPEG or PNG should work just fine, right?
And a GIF. So Zuckerberg was a GIF. So as long as it's under 1 meg, I mean, it seems to work up to 3. I just want to limit the possibility of something choking somewhere. You'll see what it says here. Yeah, there'll be multiple identities, GIFs only, temporary 1 meg max size. But you got me on a good point, a good tangent. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, is it a requirement for something in the about field?
No, it's just fields. Honestly, these 3 fields, your image file, the name, and the about, that's pretty much just it jives with the basic settings for an NFT file. Your description field, the name, and the. But I mean, yeah, exactly. This is the kind of things that can grow. But on the same tangent, what we're looking at, just a little glimpse into this, what Society2 is going to be next. So if I do another demo in a month or two, what you're going to see. What we're talking about, we're calling annotated NFTs. So NFTs will actually be the root of a conversation. So it could be a music file, it could be an image, it could be an NFT of somebody else's social media comment, or a whole manifesto they've written. And it's not necessarily about the monetization, or yet, right? Because there is monetization possibilities here, but it's more of a, NFTs are obviously more than just Bored Ape Yacht Club JPEGs, so it's kind of like an exploration of what else you can do with NFTs.
Especially once they are free and no longer create a CO2 footprint.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the total supply here. It looks like nobody's able to mint. So yeah, sorry about that. For anyone joining.
This going at least. Feels like a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I did have to put something in the about field in order for the create NFT to like actually.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I hard coded the. Tell me about yourself.
You just can't be blank.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I don't know. I guess I kind of got lucky with that minting. So what I'll do is, going forward, the next sort of little code release, I'm just going to temporarily disable the minting. So you're just going to be generating this, an image and a little JSON you know,
Mhm.
you're still going to generate a verified credential in a metadata for an NFT, but you're not actually going to have an actual NFT. That's what
Right.
it is.
You're just gonna have a string.
Yeah. It seems to be alive. Huh.
No, this is cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it's cat.
This is software development right here, folks. This is MVP. Get it going, figuring out what's going on, and he's brave enough to show it to the world, which is kudos to him. So,
Much more to come.
oh yeah, we've been around this stuff a lot. You can see where you're going with it, so it's pretty cool. Anybody got any questions for the man? He's been brave enough. You guys can be brave enough to ask. Come on.
I've got one. What was like the biggest hurdle in piecing all this, like the architecture of all this together?
Yeah. The biggest was just sort of getting the IPFS pub sub to work, because that's also cutting edge and experimental as well. And there's all sorts of issues. We tried to launch something last week and we wound up creating a giant echo chamber of, 5,000 nodes bouncing messages from 3 seconds ago off of each other. But we're already talking about, doing something with pub sub on IOTA Tangle, and we'll just try to be agnostic going forward at that protocol layer and see which works best, or let people choose.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Have you looked into streams at all? I mean, I'm not really sure if that would like work for functionality, but
say it again. What was the word?
Streams, because I do think they use the pub sub model in their architecture. I'm pretty sure, but
yeah. I could say something on that, but no. I gotta pick my words carefully, and my words are, and I have to say it, NDA. So I'll just say that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice. All right.
Oh,
Cool.
really? I can't say anything.
All right.
So I was just curious. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a great question. Now we know. Very cool. Did I hear somebody else say want to chime in? I thought I heard maybe somebody.
Did I hear correctly in the beginning of the call? There's a potential second demo for someone else that was prepared. That you were
well, what we had, Phylo was going to show some images of the new Firefly wallet, but for some reason, Bali isn't allowing him to communicate. So
I can. But I'm on mobile in the moment. So only mobile works for me with the chat today. So on PC, nothing works with Discord. So I can't show anything.
What a weird thing.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe Matthew has Matthew has the Figma of the Firefly layout for voting. If he want to go through something, but
yeah. If that's what you're going to show, then yeah, I also have access to that, so I can show that.
Oh, cool. All right.
Could you share? Sorry. Could you share the JSON structure of your DID, or like when you create
Sure. It's not gonna be pretty. Maybe I can just.
Because we are also using DID, and it would be great if we kind of follow what you already have in place, at least structure-wise. So then, a user of our platform can jump and.
No, absolutely, because what I just kind of decided to put the DID and the NFT on a lark, but going forward is obviously like something with standardization and something we cooperate on to build a sort of standard.
Yeah.
And Adamski, he's talking up a storm about that, I think, and GitHub. So it's definitely the kind of thing because that's what I thought we should all coordinate and cooperate and build like a real standard.
Yes, I agree.
Let me see if I can. Control B. me just try something here. All right. This might be useful. This is just sort of a better view of it. So, yeah, this is the Thomas thing I minted, right? So there's your name, your description, where the image goes. That's standard NFT stuff. And then I added this new field here, IOTA DID, and it's basically the standard stuff that goes into a verified credential. The credential subject, you get the ID, the IPFS pub sub node, you know, and then it's basically a little repeat of the information from the NFT. The issuance date, just a few minutes ago, the website that issued it, and there's your. This doesn't really make sense, the signature proof to go into this DID, because that's right. That's in the context of signing into the chat room, right? So you don't want to put something like that in the person's permanent DID.
Yeah.
Just since you're going to go in many rooms. So, you know, that's the kind of thing that has to be fleshed out into some sort of standard. We can talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. And the second question I have is, what's the driving need for you to have the NFT or the DID within the NFT? Like,
it was just an idea, right? And maybe it's not the best idea, but you know, if we can establish some sort of link between an NFT representing, or maybe an NTT like Sooniverse does, right? Then, you know, we can start talking about building a standard, bridging other possibilities between projects. What is the best way forward with NFTs and DIDs, if that makes sense at all? And if we do, it's, you know, something worth exploring. I'm sure a standard is going to develop. I guess you can consider this just to be a sort of an offer.
Yeah,
no, it's very cool. Yeah,
we have the same problem right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you showed this to us, because there's a lot of people in our community that are kind of toying around with these ideas, and you've actually showed a prototype that shows what can be done. It's going to open up a lot of minds. It just started a collaborative discussion right now, which is wonderful, and that's kind of why we do these meetings. So I'm glad to see that this is happening. We all want to follow this project. I'm excited about it. So let's make sure that I mean, you know, I will, Ben, but everybody follow Ben and Society2, and give him props for doing this. It's a big deal, and he's kind of opened the kimono and let us in. So see kind of what's going on here. So I really applaud him for doing that. So thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you.
Way awesome. Now let's kind of pivot back to see if we can look at the Figma. If you guys, are you guys open to looking at the Figma for Firefly? We still got a lot of people here. You guys want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Let's go for it. Okay. Cool. Let's go for it. All right.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you guys see that?
I see it.
Okay, what was that?
Yeah,
I
it's coming
think.
there.
Yeah, it's in now. We got it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably lagging a bit from my end. Because you guys are lagging just slightly, but yeah. So kind of like staking, there's like kind of like different event phases. There's like a pre-stake or like pre-vote phase. There's a phase after that where it starts being counted, and then there's a phase for when it ends. There's also a phase before all of those that's kind of like announcing that an event has started, and the pre-vote's not even open yet either. So this is like the announcement phase. Seems like this is the final version of what they're going to be going for. But yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, like in the top here, there's like the account switcher. So I mentioned that Firefly is going to be going to like a single account or single wallet per view, rather than having like your profile with all of your wallets viewable at once. That just we're thinking this will simplify things quite a bit. But yeah, so it'll support the treasury vote officially, certainly at the release, and then likely afterwards we'll add support for like community events and stuff.
Quick question, that first part, you said this changes the default view today from where you're seeing all of the wallets and going to a per wallet profile? Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, that's what's happening. So when you look at, you're just going to look at see one wallet at a time. Kind of like think of it as a new tab. You just move from tab to tab, and it'll just be one wallet. You won't see the things from other wallets.
Will the previous schema kind of like go away, or will both exist?
There is a view of this. That's an old one. But yeah, there's been like a bunch of kind of like prototype and redesigns of kind of like the UX in general. But it's like some combination of this. This is kind of maybe what like potentially a multi-asset specific wallet would look like. And then, as I said, this is like the old version. We've kind of moved to kind of this style header with the account switcher in the middle and stuff. We're still like finalizing things, but something more along these lines is what we're looking at. Probably maybe without the text here, stuff like that.
So
super cool. Thanks.
Yeah, did you get Matt? Matt, he was asking, did we change the structure? Is we the underlying structure, or are we just changing the presentation?
Sorry, I missed that. No, it's just presentation. The underlying structure is the same.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you'll still have like a profile with multiple wallets inside, and each of those have like one or plus addresses and stuff. Yeah, that's still the same. It's just the presentation.
Right.
So this is what it'll look like when you actually have a vote ongoing. Yeah, kind of a simple flow, really. Just want to make it nice and easy for everybody to vote for, hopefully, build. But yeah. And then there's some like interesting, I guess edge cases around the data here and stuff. Making sure like we display statistics that are interesting for the user, relevant for the user, stuff like that. Yeah. And then I also have, this is quite old, I think, but can at least show you guys like the general flow of it. This is kind of the old Figma for Glow's design. Sorry if it's a bit noisy from my end. Anyway, yeah, so you connect it. The whole idea is that it needs Firefly desktop to be running in the background, so
There's a lot of background noise. Is that somebody who should be muted, or is that the presenter Dave himself?
Might be me.
Yeah, somebody's got to mute.
Thing is young.
Oh wait, there it seems to.
That was a lot better, right? Well,
Maybe this is better.
yeah, it's better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the idea is that the extension will have Firefly desktop running in the background, so that, as I mentioned earlier, it uses that same kind of underlying strongholds runtime. but the same one that the desktop version uses. So it'll use that to keep your seed and private key secure. And the new thing that we're adding is like, I'm sorry?
No, continue on. Sometimes with user groups, you just get people that don't mute, so we got to get a better handle on that.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're also going to add kind of website permissions. So maybe you want to allow this website to do everything, and then another website to just be able to read your transaction data or something. And this is kind of the process of connecting it to your desktop installation. I think these are probably likely going to change, but the flow will still stay the same. Show some emojis, verify that they're the same in the desktop application, then you're set. This is kind of the flow for managing the website permissions themselves of like website. You tell Twitter you only want it to read things. But yeah, this is very loose, kind of drafty stuff. But really exciting though. We're really looking forward to supporting this and stuff. And I see Jason's also here. Jason's the new hire that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, hi, Jason. Hey, somebody's got to mute.
Yeah,
Holger?
If worse comes to worse, you can right-click on somebody and mute them yourself.
Hey guys, this is Jason. Yeah, I joined the team early January. I'll be working on the web extension with Matt.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be a part of the foundation. Really love being here so far.
So, what aspect are you working on? You were just working on the wallet, or?
Yeah, so I am going to be primarily on the web extension.
Oh, cool.
I'm getting geared up right now since I haven't even been here for a month yet.
What, you don't have it done yet? Come on.
Yeah, when? Back to the salt mines, right?
Exactly. Cool. That's great. I'm glad you're aboard. So, we meet, the Americas meet, a group meets every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. So you're welcome anytime. We'd love to have people from the IF. We usually have at least 2 or 3 that show up. And yeah, so
I just learned about this today, so I'll definitely be at future ones as well.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we're running into we're over an hour and 15 minutes. Maybe we should probably wrap this up. I appreciate everybody spending the time. Send us questions. We can follow up. A couple of you hit me with some questions. I'll try to get those answered in the next couple of days. If I don't answer you via DMs, then I'll put them in the Americas channel. And let's just keep it going. Next time, bring somebody with you. And if you have any recommendations or for what you want to see in our next meeting, or if you know anybody, or if you want to present, let's do that.
Is there maybe somebody else who wants to present something next time? They already know that they would like to use this forum, or any other people that want to share news or hostilities or recommendations?
Yeah, that's what this is all about. So, like Ben was a perfect example. Somebody in the community had an opportunity to share what he's building, right? And now other people can see it. Now maybe possible business alliances can happen. So it's a great opportunity for us to actually just build community and build this whole ecosystem. So bring people along, have them show their wares. That's what makes it exciting.
And don't worry about a Tesla Cybertruck situation where it doesn't work or it breaks. Just show anything.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about your Lambo breaking down. Okay. All
You
right,
say
guys.
the vehicle can roll down the hill,
Yeah,
like with
yeah.
Nicola.
Exactly. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. So I appreciate everybody coming, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.